Greetings and welcome to Science Meets Vedanta, a platform dedicated to uncovering the core principles of Vedanta and highlighting the intriguing connections between contemporary science and timeless wisdom. I am Jayant Kapatkar, author of the book Science Meets Vedanta. Each week, inspired by insights from my book, we'll delve into a range of engaging topics at the intersection of these fields. I invite you to join us on this illuminating journey. In this episode, we'll demonstrate that classical physics and quantum physics operate in distinct domains. Classical physics governs the tangible physical world, while quantum physics pertains to the more subtle universe made up of waveforms in the mind. Although this may sound remarkable, we will use scientific reasoning and logical arguments to establish that this distinction is indeed factual. Introduction. Physics, as understood in Western science, is typically categorized into two major branches: classical physics and quantum physics. Classical physics traces its roots back to the dawn of civilization, where humans sought to comprehend the universe and its observable phenomena. Over centuries, pivotal discoveries were made and foundational laws established, many of which continue to be vital today. The main focus of classical physics was on macro objects, and the universe was often envisioned as a predictable machine. Given the starting conditions, one could theoretically forecast the future movements of planets and other objects. This led many to believe that the core principles governing nature were fully understood. This certainty was disrupted in the early 20th century as attention shifted from large objects to the tiny particles that make up matter, atoms, and their components. Classical laws proved insufficient for describing phenomena at these microscopic scales. To address the results observed in atomic and subatomic experiments, physicists developed a new theoretical approach: quantum physics. At extremely small scales, many phenomena challenge our classical expectations. One of the most significant discoveries was wave-particle duality, which revealed that entities such as electrons can behave like waves in certain situations and like particles in others. This pivotal finding marked the emergence of quantum physics. As the understanding deepened, de Broglie, a French Nobel laureate, confirmed that not only subatomic particles but all forms of matter, from the tiniest particles to the largest galaxies, possess both particle and wave characteristics. For a better understanding about quantum physics, we have two podcasts. The first one is Quantum Physics Overview, and second one is Connecting Quantum Physics with Vedanta. Please listen to them at your convenience. With this background, let's explore the following two topics. 1. Understanding the world of particles. 2. Understanding the world of waveforms. Understanding the world of particles. Let's begin with a thought-provoking challenge. Can you point to a truly live or now object in our world? Everything we observe or interact with in the realm of particles is actually a memory object, something from the past. Every object we perceive is dated. But what does this mean? Take the sun, for example. The image we see of the sun is not a real-time view, but rather the sun as it was 8 minutes ago. This is because light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach us, so what we see is always now minus 8 minutes. It's not the current sun, but an 8-minute-old version. Similarly, the moon appears as it was 3 seconds ago, since light from the moon takes 3 seconds to get to us. A plane flying overhead is seen as it was 300 milliseconds earlier, and even the tree outside your window is a now minus 10 microseconds version. No matter how close the object, light always takes some finite time to travel to our eyes. This principle extends to everything in the physical world, even people, animals, and any living beings. We never truly experience a live or present moment object. Instead, we're always interacting with slightly outdated or memory of versions due to the limitations imposed by the speed of light. Surprisingly, this topic of experiencing only dated objects isn't widely discussed in the scientific community, despite how fundamental it is. So the question remains, where are the true now objects? Where can we find something genuinely live? Understanding the world of waveforms, where exactly does the concept of now objects exist? What is its true location? It's clear that it cannot be found within physical space, since everything we perceive out there is merely a memory or a representation from the past. If now isn't present in the external world, then where can it be? Here's a hint. The now objects must exist outside the bounds of space. But what does it mean for something to be outside? Looking for now location for each object. To pinpoint the now object, the simplest method is to identify the spot where light would take 0 seconds to reach us. For example, we know that the sun we see is actually the now minus 8 minutes version because it takes 8 minutes for sunlight to reach our eyes. Let's imagine if the sun moved closer and we saw the now minus 4 minutes version. Light would take 4 minutes, placing the sun halfway between its current position and us. If it were even nearer and we observed the now minus 30 seconds version, light would take only 30 seconds. Continuing this logic, where would the now minus 0 seconds version be? It would be right at the point where light takes no time at all to arrive. That means the now version of the sun is not somewhere out in space, but within us, within the observer. Therefore, all now objects exist within the observer, which resides inside the mind. In essence, each person's entire now universe is contained within their own mind. Reflect on this concept. It's truly awe-inspiring. Particle and wave duality versus memory and now object duality. Quantum physics reveals that every object possesses both particle and wave properties. Previously, we discussed the ideas of memory objects and now objects and wondered if there's a connection between the particle wave duality and the duality of memory and now objects. The answer is affirmative. We established earlier that everything in the physical world is made up of memory objects, which align with the particle aspect in quantum duality. Put simply, memory objects and the particle aspect are fundamentally equivalent. When considering now objects, we observed that the now universe exists within the mind, so it cannot include the particle aspect. Particles are absent from this mental realm, leading us to conclude that now objects are associated with the wave aspect of duality. Therefore, now objects in the mental universe are inherently wave-like. And since this universe resides in the mind, these waves manifest as mental vibrations. As we have discussed in the episode, understanding the universe of waveforms, there is fully functioning universe made up of object waveforms. Everything happens first in the subtle universe and then in the physical universe. Classical physics versus quantum physics. Science reveals that the laws governing the classical world are not effective in the quantum world, and vice versa. This suggests that classical physics and quantum physics each operate in distinct domains. But what sets these worlds apart? We have just seen that there exists a universe composed of waveforms as well as a universe made up of physical objects. The subtle universe is made of waveforms which are operating within the mind. The gross universe is the universe which is made of dated objects which is available out there. Quantum physics aims to explore and understand the wave aspect, focusing on the subtle universe. On the other hand, classical physics centers its study on the gross universe of physical objects. There is a clear distinction between mental waveforms and physical objects. Studying physical objects through classical physics will not yield insights into mental waveforms. Therefore, quantum laws are not applicable to the gross physical world, where only classical physics is relevant. Similarly, classical laws do not suit the subtle universe. Only quantum physics can explain its phenomena. We hope this discussion has given a good understanding of the difference between the domain of classical physics and quantum physics. Classical physics is concerned with the physical universe out there, while quantum physics is concerned with the subtle universe which is functioning within our minds. They operate in two mutually exclusive realms. If you're interested in delving deeper into topics like this, we invite you to discover more in my book, Science Meets Vedanta, available on Amazon. Additionally, we now have a library of around 35 podcasts covering many different topics. Feel free to browse through them at your convenience. If you enjoyed today's episode, we encourage you to share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an upcoming episode. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to connecting with you again soon.